Well, interesting test yesterday. Tried the Tommy's 100 yard sub-12 challenge. Uh, what a day! It was a fairly light wind on the staining range for what we usually get out there. So I thought, yeah, it's worth a crack. What we did, had an initial 0 at 50 yards. Yeah, everything was going well with the Pro Target and Barracuda 8s. Thought, right, okay, let's push it out to the 100-yard range. I was getting a couple of inches of wind at 50 yard, which is nothing really. Went out to 100 yards. My initial shots weren't great on the Barracuda 8, so I switched brands, went over to some older pellets that I'd taken with me, and believe it or not, the better pellets out at the 100-yard range were actually 7.9s, which was, yeah, I really didn't expect that. I thought the 8.4s or the heavier ones would be better, but here's what we had. So we have initial sighters to actually get on the card. That was aiming extreme right hand edge of card. And I'm thinking, right, okay, so we've got roughly, best part of a foot of wind, between 10 and 12 inches of wind. So I actually dialed 12 minutes of angle. Okay, so from the 12 minutes of angle, I put a sighter in relatively central and used that aim point as a constant. And what I was getting was the bulk of, well, this is actually a 20 shot group that I put in. From extreme left to right, I'm getting roughly most of the shots falling within a 45mm group, and then you've got your outliers that obviously took a little bit less wind that didn't drift in. But these were dialing 12 minutes of angle on the windage, and I'd upped it 21 minutes of angle on the elevation. That's based on a 40-yard 0. So yeah, it was an interesting day. Initially, when I'd looked at it, I didn't think it was going to be out anything decent. But then later on in the day, I got the rimfire out, and the rimfire was still taking roughly 2 minutes of angle windage at the same range, and what felt like very similar wind. Run everything through the ballistics calculator to calculate the actual miles per hour wind, and it calculates to between just over 4 miles an hour wind, which actually felt about right. The drop calculation on the plus 21 minutes of angle on the 40-yard 0 for the 7.9s, that worked out as well, and the plus 12 minutes of angle on the windage, that actually calculated and everything tied in using the maths. So fairly confident that the windage, between 10 and 12 minutes of angle, that's between 10 and 12 inches at 100 yards. That was fair how it worked out. So yeah, reasonably okay. Not quite the superstar groups that some are getting, but it's what I got on the day. Thanks, bye.